The kids always check with me, can I have a bath? No. If the water tank's getting low, we just know it's, 30-second showers. If you have to wash your hair, it's one song.
For most of us, when we turn on the tap, it's a given that fresh, clean drinking water comes out. But what would happen if one day you turned on that tap and nothing came out? For some places in Australia, that's a genuine fear. One of those places is Orange, a city of about 40,000 people, 250 kilometres inland from Sydney. It looks pretty green now, but not so long ago, the town was in the grips of one of the worst dry spells that it's ever seen.
Orange is known as a colour city, a city of 4 seasons. It was really horrible and quite scary to really see the impact of the drought on such a beautiful regional city.
150-year-old trees started dying, gardens were shrivelling up, but the scariest thing of all was that the city's water supply was also running super low. To understand why, it helps to look a little closer at where Orange sits on a map. The closest major river is more than 20 kilometres away, and it's also pretty high up, which means its rainwater catchment area is quite small. In short, the town's water supply depends a lot on rain to fill up its dams. So when New South Wales was hit with its driest 3-year period ever recorded, the town's main water storage, the Summer Park Dam, began dropping from near full capacity at the start of 2017 to just 20% by the start of 2020. Without any rain, the city faced what's known as a 0-day scenario. That's when it runs out of water.
If you're looking at running out of water in 6 months' time for a city of 40,000 people, that's something that keeps you awake at night.
But as the town's water supply dwindled, something kind of cool actually happened. The way that people used water started to completely transform.
So my name's Kate Hook. I've been here since 2006, which is when we bought this property. We're totally 100% on rainwater here, so if it runs out, it really runs out. Like, there's not a drop left in the tank. On 3 occasions, actually, we've completely run out of water here. So you turn on the tap, nothing comes out. It's a really scary feeling.
4 years ago, we had a situation where the water level was right up to the top of the dam wall that you can see on the far side there. And it was absolutely overflowing into the next door neighbour's property. And yet, in the space of 4 years, all that water just evaporated down to not even a drop.
Locals like Kate, who'd seen what life without water could look like, became much more conscious of their water use. These days, there's barely a drop that comes out of her taps that isn't accounted for.
It's just the little things. So, when we're all doing the washing up, we never have the tap running to rinse things off. It's like 3 centimetres of water in the sink with a plug in, and you just use that and nothing else to rinse everything off. It only takes running out of water once, and that sickening feeling of turning on the tap and nothing coming out, and then suddenly all those things become quite easy.
Water just became a huge part of everyone's life. There are signs up around town showing how much water people were using every day, and the amount of water they were saving became this source of pride for a lot of people. Locals like Neil Jones, who's lived here for 43 years, started getting really creative with the ways they use water.
The daily routine in our house, the previous evening we have collected water in our shower in buckets. That water will be taken and tipped into the washing machine. In the kitchen, the first lot of water might be cold. We can collect that with a small bucket, and we might put that into the kettle for boiling a cup of tea in the morning. So if we're needing to water some plants outside in the garden, we access the water from our water tank for our garden use. We don't wash our cars at all. That's something that if a special treat might be to take our cars through the local car wash.
Thinking about water as this scarce, finite resource also meant locals have been much more open to water recycling methods that people in other parts of Australia might think are gross. Like the town's innovative stormwater harvesting system. Basically, when it rains, any water that falls on the pavement or roads around town is channeled back into a network of wetlands. Over the course of a few months, the water is naturally cleaned and filtered by the wetlands, and after a little bit of extra treatment, it's fed back into the town's drinking water supply. Orange is one of the only places in Australia to drink recycled water like this. This system means that barely a drop is wasted in the city when it rains, and it's been a lifesaver.
It's what's kept us functioning as a city. With those small little showers can provide us with a couple of days of water supply, and that's been critical.
Everyone we've spoken to in Orange thinks that people from all over Australia can learn from what's happened here. and the way this town's approach to water has changed. That's important because the dry run that Orange just went through, that unfolded right across northern New South Wales and southern Queensland. Lots of towns actually did run out of water. And while many of these places have begun recovering after a pretty wet 2020, climate change trends show the severity and frequency of droughts is likely to intensify in the future.